Hello.
I thought it's all going so smoothly. I thought you weren't coming on there for a moment. What's your name? How do you pronounce it?
Linda Petursdóttir.
Petursdóttir.
Yes.
Every girl in Iceland is called somebody's daughter, aren't they?
Yes.
Isn't that right?
Yeah, and the boys are son.
Yeah.
You take
son.
the first name of your father, and if you're a girl, you put daughter behind, and if you're a boy, you put son behind.
It seems a very logical way to go about your business, isn't it?
Is your family's here with you?
Yes, they are in London.
They expected you to win, I think, didn't they?
My mom had a dream about it, but
She had a dream about it?
yes,
She dreamt that you won?
that I was going.
Well, she's absolutely dead right. Have you been celebrating?
No, I didn't have time.
You didn't. What's
Sure.
the crown like? Can you just tell me what it feels like to wear? Is it heavy or uncomfortable?
No, not really.
Oh, it's okay.
Yes.
Tell me, there's been a fair amount, there usually is an amount of criticism
Yes.
of this kind of contest. And indeed, there's been some talk about it not being on the television again. Do you think it's exploitative? Do you think it exploits women, girls? Exploits, demeans them, diminishes them, makes them cheap?
No, I don't think so. I think the people that don't like it, they don't know very much about it, because we are 84 girls from 84 countries. We get to know each other very well, and I think it's very good, and we get to raise a lot of money for children.
Yes, you do. You're going to spend next year, really, along with Variety Club, raising money for children, aren't you?
What happens after your year as Miss World? What are you planning to do after that?
Well, my plan right now is just to return back to Iceland and go to college.
To study? What?
I'm studying languages.
Are you?
Yes.
And you have perfect English already, so which other languages?
Icelandic, of course, Danish, English, German. I just started to take French, and now I probably have to learn Spanish when I travel as Miss World.
I don't understand. How come
Unbelievable.
and I mean, perhaps you are a genius, I don't know, but how come, or how is it that people like you can speak so fluently so many languages when we in this country have such difficulty learning anything?
Well, first, because in Iceland, no one else speaks Icelandic, so I have to learn at least one other language, like English, if I want to talk to people around the world.
Yes.
And I like studying languages.
Well, there must be some way that you have of teaching them that we don't know about.
Yes, I know. Teach them
Because
young.
really, your fluency is terrific, and you're a credit to yourself. I'm delighted to meet you. This is our present Miss World, newly elected. The first Miss World contest was held in 1912. Now, in those days, the contestants had to swim, row, and sing. So meet now, please, the very first Miss World, Alice Hyde. Alice, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Gosh, 1912, how old are you?
94, soon 95.
Alice, you saw the show. I mean, did you approve of the winner? Did you, well,
Today,
yeah.
I certainly did.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we all did. All the people all around me, they said it was a lovely girl.
Do you still approve of the contest? Do you think
Yes,
it's a good...
I do.
Yeah.
I do approve of it very much. I think anything beautiful should be applauded and recognized. I really do.
Yeah. So what did you have to do to win it? in 1912?
Well, it was a little bit more difficult.
It certainly sounds it.
I had to ride, and I could ride. I used to ride up on its neck like a jockey, and that was unusual in those days for me, for a lady.
Yes.
And I could drive a car and do all sorts of things.
Did you have to swim for it?
Swim and dive. I dived to my sorrow because in diving I didn't look first of all how deep the water was. And of course I dived from the ceiling, and not this ceiling, not quite so high.
I may do that before the evening is out.
And what happened? It was too shallow, was it?
And it was too shallow.
Is that why you're so small?
Yes. Yes, it is.
No, I don't mean that. But you were always a petite Miss World, weren't you? You were 5'3" or 4" when you won it.
Yes, 4.
Yes.
4.5. Must be. Give me the half. Inch.
Oh, certainly. I think it's terribly important.
And,
but you do look wonderful. Do you do much? What do you do to keep fit?
Well, I do exercises. I can still do press-ups, and you know, ordinary. I'm just ordinary.
You certainly are not. You're 94. I mean, I'm 50 and I can't do press-ups. Well, I could do about 1. How many do you do?
4. 3 or 4.
3 or 4 more than I can. As I say, I mean, is there any great difference in your weight now between the time you... There isn't?
No, I'm exactly 7 stones, 5... What are they? Pounds.
They are.
I'm going back.
We'll be asking you how to reduce that to kilos in a moment. So, I mean, what about winning? Did you win much money?
Well, not as you do these days, because it was all different. But it was £250, and that was a lot to me in those days. Yes.
So what did you do with your money?
Oh. Well, one thing, it led me to a new husband.
Oh. Don't tell...
He was a bounty hunter, was he, after you for your money?
After you for your dough.
Yes, it must have been. But he was a very, very lovely man, a nice man. And I loved him very much, and he loved me. And
In those days, did people disapprove of contests like that?
I'm afraid they did, my parents included. Yes.
Did you have to change your name or what to take part?
No, my real name is Lavender Lee. That's my name, and I entered as Lavender Lee. And
That's a lovely name.
It is a lovely thing. It's very good to have you here, and it's very nice to have with you the present Miss World.
Certainly.
And you both grace our simple studio here. Miss World and Miss World. Okay, let's go outside into the freezing cold.